Relax. Yes, we're a couple of psychos.
Good morning, psychos. It is 5 p.m. Welcome back to season 2 of the Psychosocial Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Jamie Bennett.
I'm Allie Bennett.
And we are two sisters, marriage and family therapists, and all around psychos here to give you the latest on news, pop culture, and trends with the little twists of the analysis from two working therapists. So let's get right back into it, shall we?
We shall. Welcome to season 2, episode 2. How fun.
How fun is that? So Allie and I had a very interesting weekend. We actually just got back from helping our mom, who is also a therapist. She hosts a grief retreat where the participants, not only do they get group therapy and they process grief, they also take ketamine as part of the experience.
And because it's a ketamine-assisted psychotherapy retreat. They don't. I feel like you said it in a weird order.
I did, yeah.
So let me just, mind if I step in?
Yeah, please.
It's a ketamine-assisted therapy retreat. And it's centered on grief, where the clients are taking ketamine in a very therapeutic setting. And we helped out, and it was very cute because it was the first time I think the three of us have worked on a retreat together.
Yeah, we've each kind of helped our mom with different workshops and presentations that she's done over the years, but this is the first time that the three of us actually worked together. And although there was a little bit of drama leading up to the big weekend, we all made it through, and the retreat was all around really successful.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. What was this drama that you are alluding to?
I mean, not you getting uninvited from the retreat and then re-invited the day before.
They were treating me like a little baby. But no, it ended up being great that we all went together. I think it's a lot to imagine just the dynamic of a mom and two of their favorite daughters working in a retreat together. And I think up until the very moment that we actually stepped into the retreat, we were like, what is this dynamic going to be? I did get uninvited and politely declined from it a couple times. But all in all, it was amazing that I was there.
I'm sorry. Did you just say politely?
Was it not? We're like, oh, you mean because I mean like respectfully?
No, because the word is politely.
Oh, politely. Oh, that's why I got fired. No, we politely. Sorry, I just watched Wicked again. I was making stuff up.
She's speaking Aussian.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting ready for Wicked too. So I mean, those who get it, those who don't, I'll say, I guess, respectfully, politely. Yeah, but it actually was amazing to all be together as a family, and everyone in the retreat became a family towards the end. And Jamie can get a little more into the dynamic, but I thought it was really beautiful. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, it's so cool. So if you've ever been to a therapy retreat, I know Allie, you have. You've done your own ketamine retreat before.
I have. Yeah.
And it's so cool because you get there as strangers. And you meet these people and you get so close so fast because you're being so vulnerable and the space is really held and protected. This is the original holding space. No shade to Ari and Cynthia. But
I didn't know we were doing that. We actually held space.
But we actually create a space where people feel safe enough to be vulnerable and talk about something as heavy as grief and really share their experiences with it. And what the ketamine adds is that it allows you to kind of process on a deeper level. They refer to it as a journey while you're actually on the ketamine. And it kind of opens up parts of your brains. Like you can access new neural pathways and start to think about things in different ways. So you don't have to be stuck in grief. It also brings about a sense of community because grief tends to be a really individualized process. Like if you think about it, even taking bereavement time from work, it's like, okay, go figure out your grief and then come back and join us again when you're done. So we create community and the potential for a more meaningful and powerful healing, it's just a really cool thing to watch.
Yeah. And it was really amazing to see because in a matter of 3 days, politely, if you will, everyone shows up and no one knows each other. It kind of gives the feeling of, I don't know, when you're a kid and you show up to camp or something, you don't know anybody and it's like, who are these people? And then everyone is really there for the same thing. Everyone comes from different worlds, but they go on their journeys, if you will. And then comes out just throughout the weekend, just, I don't know, just with so much love and just so open-hearted and understanding and so much togetherness, and everyone believes, just with a new feeling of hope and gratitude. If you watch Love Island, gratitude if you don't watch Love Island. Yeah, just a sense of connectedness, whereas, yeah, we all come from different places and have gone through different things and are grieving differently, but at the end of the day, it shows up the same. And to have a community of people that really understand and want to talk about it and be vulnerable, and then just with the assistance of a little ketamine fellow, it kind of speeds up the process in a way that sounds aggressive. You know, it just sounds like this like hardcore drug, but it's really not. It's just something to kind of, like you said, just open up different pathways and bring people together. And it was such a beautiful thing at the end to have such a close circle and have people process and really become a family.
Yeah. So really awesome experience all around. Also, it was really cool to see Mom do her thing. Mom is such a good therapist.
No, like, not to flex, but our mom is so cool. Like, she was giving shaman. Like,
it was giving shaman.
It was wild. And it's so interesting to see, like, I don't know, she's just like our mom, but we're watching her just,
she's
navigate
Ketamom.
Yeah, so that's Ketamon, and she's crushing it. Now I'm like kind of intimidated by her, a little nervous.
I'm like,
she's
damn,
like,
you're a professional.
She's like, got it. Like, I'm like, damn, you're healing the world.
So anyway, enough about us. Let's really get into our topics this week. So, like we said, doing things a little bit differently this time. Having a set day, not a set time, but a set day.
That's a start.
Yeah,
I think we're releasing Wednesday this week. I think for sure.
Yes, for sure Wednesday
Feeling
at
good.
some point.
Mm-hmm. At some time.
Couldn't be more clear. Yeah, couldn't be more clear. At some point on a Wednesday.
Where would you like to start?
I know we're like a little bit late on this, but the JaNa and Kenny drama, they were on Love Island USA last summer. They made it out of the villa and dated for almost a whole year, even through I know that like they released that other dumb show like Love Island Out of the Villa.
You mean the show that I'm actually obsessed with right now?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say the show that literally nobody asked for.
I guess I got too much time. But yeah, Beyond the Villa. Okay.
So they dated for a long time after the show, and they recently just split up. And Al, do you wanna tell us a little more about that?
I would love to. Thank you. Tap me in. So, not that I know much, but so the show Beyond the Villa that I guess no one watches but me. There was a whole scene, and I think even a promo for it about they had been together for a year and they were looking into like moving to LA and getting apartments, and he was just not down to get an apartment with her, which totally fine, I guess, like beginning wanting space, but they ended up getting apartments next to each other in the same building.
That's such a red flag.
Okay, yes. I was trying to be light with it, but like honestly, no, but it is a big red flag, because I don't know, if you're with somebody and you are so comfortable and you're saying I love you, it's okay to be on the same page about your next step. But for her, it was very important to live together, like share a space together, and he so obviously was like, ugh, like, no, right. Like, God forbid I live with my girlfriend. What if I want to see my other girlfriend? Like, it's pretty obvious. Like,
right.
Like, it was pretty clear to others, and she's such a bad bitch, and she's so cool. And I feel like this definitely typically happens. Love JaNa. It just happens. It's like, okay, you kind of see the flags that are there. I'll say I'm notorious for it. But you want it to work, right? So you're like, all right, I guess I'll be your neighbor in your building when we basically spend every moment together, but I guess at night we go to our respective homes. Why? So clearly that didn't end well. And it turns out that I think this is how it went down. I guess she went through his phone, searched her name, and he basically had some comments that more or less were racist and very troubling to read and to hear. And we're just kind of about using her for clout and using her for fame and kind of wanting to just continue to get that bag, get his money, and continue on that relationship because that was getting a lot of attention. And so continue dating her as he moves and navigates LA life in the show Beyond the Villa. That I'm their one fan. If they have 0 fans, I'm nobody. Remember I talked about that one?
Yes.
And continue to do that. And then he really just kind of wanted to be like an F-boy, for lack of a better term. And she saw those messages, and I just can't imagine how hurtful that must have been. And I do have a lot of respect for everyone in the cast standing by her, because I don't know. It's just like kind of nasty behavior. I mean,
It is,
you stuck
totally.
around for a year for money and you never meant to be there. And she was kind of, from what I've seen and heard, she was all in and she was down and she wanted to live together and even went as far as to be okay with having essentially like a duplex with him, like
It's
having
also it's also just like so sloppy. Like don't leave a paper trail. Text
yeah,
messages, like you can screenshot that, it's forever.
yeah, like
And
and you
you
are
think
messy.
yeah, you think you're the only one that wants clout. I bet your dumbass friends also wanted clout that you were texting and you just gave them perfect ammo so they could have their 15 minutes because yours are up.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, now all of your minutes are up, and she's gonna be thriving. Like we all stand behind our girl,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I don't know. I think it just goes to show it's like it's always better to be honest and transparent and have a conversation rather than do some trifling stuff and then get caught and then just have your downfall. Like
Right.
what was your end goal?
I mean, the foundation of the relationship came from a reality show, so I don't
Yeah.
know how that sort of impacts
Yeah.
things moving forward. But in a normal intentional relationship, yeah, communication is very important.
Yeah. But we did want to shed some light just because we just came from a grief retreat and Jamie, our genius founding father, co-founder, who knows a lot of things and stuff, just that with grief, I think people associate that a lot with death or
Mm-hmm.
loss of a person or whatever. And over the weekend, we spent a lot of time just discussing how you can be grieving just the loss of an idea or a dream or a relationship or a concept. And that kind of hits just the same way. So, Jim, I'll let you chat about kind of just
Yeah,
using JaNa as an example of her hopes and dreams and how she has a lot of grieving to do herself.
exactly. So it's actually called non-finite grief. And this is a loss that's not a death. It's the loss of a relationship, the loss of a possibility, the loss of maybe a concept. And the tricky thing about non-finite grief is that it hurts like a death. And so you have to have a grieving process like you would if someone that you love died. And it sounds dramatic, but it's real. So JaNa is going to have to grieve the loss of this relationship, not just the loss of this relationship, also like the loss of that entire year, thinking that it was something that it wasn't. Like, how disorienting is that? Non-finite grief can also be the loss of time.
Mm.
She'll obviously never get back. And then
Right.
flipping it back over to Kenny, he's going to have to grieve everything because his shit's over.
You gotta grieve everything, my boy.
Yeah, like you're done.
You're losing
You're
everything.
done. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have some non-finite grief over the loss of the fame he so badly wanted because he couldn't figure out how to not be a piece of trash over text.
God forbid you treat your girlfriend well. So
Yeah.
he needs to grieve a lot of that. And it is really hard because it's not, yeah, it's kind of like you said, it's not just a breakup for her. It's also all these ideas and concepts and dreams, and they were building a life together, and they had also that life within the show and the cast, like PPG, like her relationships with the other girls and what that meant to her to grow with them as three couples that were in similar stages. That's just not her route anymore, and it's not going to be. So grieving that can hit the same kind of areas that another grief would hit. That's a real like death or loss. It's very similar because it's something that you actually can't get back.
Exactly. But what we do love to see is that the other girls from her season really stuck by her. They were very vocal on social media about their support for her. And JaNa seems to be picking herself up, and I think she's going to come back stronger, and we love to see it.
Yeah. And that's the amazing thing about having a strong support group and just people that you can trust and lean on, because I think having those people that love her so much and see her for her and like how beautiful and amazing she is and just that unconditional love really helps to pick people up. And that's kind of what we saw on our grief retreat over the weekend. It was just people connecting with others that they might have never met in this lifetime, but having that circle of trust and people that you can reach out to now and really care about you on that other level. I think that is probably the number one thing to just work towards healing and just know that you have a foundation and you're not alone.
Hell yeah, brother.
That was beautiful. Wow. Whew. I don't know where that came from, but
so
I will pat myself on the back.
You do that. And
Thank you,
meanwhile,
brother.
we're going to move on to our next topic, which is the infamous American Eagle ad featuring Sydney Sweeney and her jeans. You know the one where she says, "Genes are passed down from parents to offspring."
It's beautiful, deep, meaningful.
So this ad has come under a lot of speculation, and with a lot of concern that it's kind of whitewashing. She's talking about her genes. She happens to be perfect, blonde hair, blue eyes, Hitler's dream. Can I say that?
Right. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
But like kind of like perfect Aryan specimen, and she's talking about
Right.
her perfect jeans, and it's a double entendre because she's wearing jeans. But it's just kind of I don't know, tone deaf, I guess is what I would say. It's just like not like how do you explain it? It's not good.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts on this one because she didn't write the ad. Obviously, she has a lot of fame and she has a lot of popularity, and they asked her to do that ad. I'm sure not a lot was discussed with her. It's not her fault, per se. I don't even know if
No,
American Eagle has any idea what's going on or who is in charge of their media. I just feel like so much goes on when you like make an ad like that, and it's like, did nobody talk about how this is like could be not received that well? Like, where
right.
is it?
And I think somebody in American Eagle's marketing department or whatever, if they hired an outside agency, somebody knew what they were doing. It's not Sydney's fault, you're right, but it is, as a company, it's on American Eagle to take accountability for this. And so I kind of feel bad for Sydney right now. She just posted a video on social media where she's crying because she's getting so much hate for this ad. And she's kind of saying, "You guys don't understand. I'm just a regular person. And this is so mean and so hard to see everybody's reactions like this," which is so true. It is so easy to hate on someone from behind a screen.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, it's, you depersonalize people on the
Yeah.
internet because you don't really get to see how your words are impacting them. It's kind of like, you know, when you're driving and you have road rage and all you see is that stupid car in front of you and you're so mad at it, and you honk, maybe you give them the finger, whatever, but you don't realize like there's a person in that driver's seat that could have a million different things going on.
That's actually such a good point because you don't really think that there's a human in there that could be hurt, and it's so easy. Wait, I love that example that you gave. That, I mean, that hit deep for me. No, because it is. You like, you know, that like rage that just builds, and it's like, where did this come from? But it's because
Yeah.
you're not actually seeing and feeling the energy of what is a human, just like you or me or whoever. I don't know if you are human. You're weird sometimes, but you're human in the car. It's like, why do you have to? You're so angry, so angry. And now
Right.
Sydney Sweeney is just becomes the embodiment of people's anger towards something else. Like, everyone can have their reasons, and it's being taken out on her. We don't know her. We don't know what went into creating that ad. And then I think there's this whole other layer of it where somebody knew that this was going to create outrage and create buzz. And I mean, how, like, would we ever talk about American Eagle on this podcast? No, but now we are.
Yeah. Also,
and
like,
we're just
what American Eagle? That was the other thing I was going to bring up. Like, is it 2005?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, one, maybe they think it is, and that's why this happened. But also, how else would they generate such buzz? Because no one is really, I mean, I'm not running to American Eagle for some denim. I just don't think that American Eagle could have been in the media and in the news and in like all of our mouths in general in such a big way if they
That
didn't do
is
something like
true.
this. So was this intentional, and did they just kind of use her? Like, there's so many layers to this that I've been thinking about. It's like, what was your end goal? Did you know that this would kind of be wild, and now we're talking about American Eagle, and they can come back from this in so many different ways, as people do from controversies like this, and they can put the blame anywhere they kind of want. They have so much power right now, but all that I know is that everyone is talking about American Eagle, and Sydney Sweeney is crying. I mean, they
That
did
is so
that.
true.
So
It's
kind of
everywhere.
scary.
So I don't know. Was it genius? Was it messed up? We'll see.
Yeah. Hollister, your move next. Hollister, in your
Oh my
dark little
God.
hole. Your dark little hole that you are.
Oh my
No
God.
windows. Yeah.
All right. So next topic is, so remember last episode when you were talking about Alex Cooper? I thought you were talking about Alex Earl, and the
Yes,
truth
you had
was
no
that
idea.
I didn't really know what either of them were.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they're in a feud.
So there's two of them.
There are two
Did
of
that blow
them.
your mind?
Yes, I was like, wait, what? So apparently they are actively feuding. So I've done a lot of educating myself this week. So
Which we
Alex Cooper, host of Call Her Daddy and Unwell, what's that shit called? Sirius Radio XM channel, Unwell Music. She
Mhm.
featured Alex Earl's podcast, which was called Hot Mess. And then she took the podcast off of her channel. And that is I don't know if that's what sparked the feud, but it's part of it. So Alex Earl dropped a video on TikTok and she says, and I quote, co-star, because obviously you have to consult co-star, told me that I can start shit today. It told me, you can start some shit. Low key, is this my time that I've been waiting for? I have so much information.
Wait, she was responding to CoStar, like the app that tells you your horoscope?
Yes. So first of all, you're telling me that CoStar told you to get into a feud with Alex Cooper?
That's pretty funny.
Okay, talk about like avoiding accountability.
CoStar said it, not me.
Right.
Sorry,
But
it was the moon.
So people are thinking that this is alluding to Alex Cooper, even though she doesn't outright say it. So we don't know exactly what is in her arsenal of information or if she really has something on Alex Cooper.
But we do now know that they're two separate people, and even Jamie knows that, which is like very,
yes, and
very
also,
cool for you.
Alex Cooper, if you are looking for something to fill the slot of Hot Mess, you can always give us a call.
Yeah, we can fill that void. But we stand by both the Alexes, so taking all calls, I think.
taking all calls.
Currently taking calls in general. Yeah, I have no idea what the feud was. I think it all happened so fast. I know that Alex Cooper signed on Alex Earl, and I feel like it really did not last long when Alex Earl had her own podcast there, and there's been no other information since they separated. But I'm sure, I don't know, it's just like the same thing like with American Eagle. It's like, is everything for buzz? Are we just waiting around for the drama? Does CoStar have to give us a buzz before we get some tea? But I have no idea what happened there. I think this was just I feel like this was just your big coming out moment to tell the people that you know that there is an Alex Earl and an Alex Cooper.
Yeah, that was a really full circle moment for me.
Which is fine.
And anyone out there wondering what to do next with their life, wondering who to fight, just download CoStar.
CoStar's, I hope CoStar has a good lawyer. They're really in for a treat. I don't know, CoStar told me to. Sorry, I crashed his car.
We'll see what unfolds between the two Alexes. Alex versus Alex.
Yes, very mysterious.
In the meantime, moving on to our next topic, which is another Kenny, but a Kenny that we love, who is Kenny Ortega. For those of you who don't know, Kenny Ortega is a legendary producer, writer, and choreographer for Disney Channel. And
triple threat.
Yeah, and any of those Disney Channel original movies from, if you're a millennial, which is a super relatable young age, as we know.
As we know.
When we were growing up, he probably did all of the Disney Channel original movies that you know and love, including one of my personal favorites, High School Musical. Not afraid to admit it. So Kenny Ortega, for some reason, recently felt the need to come out and make a public statement about the talent from High School Musical. I guess for some reason now today there was some speculation. Did Zac Efron sing in the movies? So Kenny Ortega came out to speak on that, saying that Zac did sing. What he said was, Zac sang everything, but we dubbed over parts of it to add more vocal strength. Okay.
I feel gaslighted.
Right. That could mean anything. That could literally mean anything, first of all. So if you notice, and like, this is so dorky of me, but if you were to go on Spotify and look at the High School Musical soundtrack, in the first, when they put the artist as Troy Bolton, not as Zac Efron. And this is intentional because in the first movie, his voice is mixed with someone else. But then in later movies, 2 and 3, he takes more of the vocal performance and he's actually credited on the songs. What you may not know is that the voice that they're mixing in is another Disney Channel star who just didn't quite make it, whose name is Drew Seeley.
Justice for Drew Seeley.
Justice for Drew Seeley.
Yeah.
And he is the voice that is mixed with Zach's to give it more strength. And
what does that mean?
I don't know. Better.
Yeah.
And
it makes it sound like it's for like louder, but it's for better.
Right. And so Drew never really got any kind of credit for being in High School Musical. And I can imagine that's just like kind of crushing, especially with the kind of the fame that it launched Zac Efron into. Can you imagine being Drew Seeley and just like sitting on your couch? Could have been me.
Could have been me. I mean, yeah, High School Musical was epic. Like, I think it was first of its kind.
Revolutionary.
Iconic, revolutionary, pivotal, telling people they can do basketball and theater. I mean, I would love to be the face of that. But
also, funny story. When I was in high school, I actually won a contest where I called into the radio station, the local radio station, and I was the 20th caller, and I won tickets to High School Musical live in concert, which was epic for me. And Zac Efron actually wasn't in the concert. It was Drew Seeley in the concert.
Oh, no wonder you're so passionate to this topic. You were like, you're in it.
Yeah. And so,
wow.
Obviously, one of the main reasons I wanted to go to the concert was to see Zach. And so that was a disappointment, but it was still a cool story. But it's like, I don't know, Drew Seeley just kind of got sideswept. But what a kind of slap in the face. Like, hey, we're going to use your voice and we're not going to mention you or show you at all.
Imagine him at any gatherings and stuff, and people are talking and raving about High School Musical, and he's like, "Oh, I was in it too. Like, I was the strength. I was the strength behind Troy." Everyone's like, "Shut up."
That was Troy's strength.
It's like you can't just like bring that up casually. Like someone else would have to bring it up for him, or else it's just like, "What are you talking about?"
Justice for Drew. Thank you for, I guess, filling out Zach's voice when he was still developing his own style, if you will.
And he needed it.
Yeah.
Thank you for making him stronger.
Thank you for making us all stronger. Moving on again, we're going to switch gears and talk about SKIMS.
SKIMS. SKIMS by Cam.
SKIMS by Cam.
What did SKIMS do?
So obviously we all know Kim Kardashian's shapewear line SKIMS, which revolutionized the shapewear game and made kind of shapewear into style. Cool. Great. We love it, Kim. You did it. But she just dropped a line of shapewear for your freaking face.
What does that mean?
Like a girdle for your neck. I don't know. I think
what?
Like it's like it like holds your neck and your chin up, and I think you're supposed to like wear it for long periods of time, like a waist trainer. You know how the Kardashians love their freaking waist trainers.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to train your neck and jawline to be, I don't know, tighter, whatever. But it's just like, no, we don't need that. We already hate our faces. Can you stop?
You already made us hate our bodies. We have to hate our faces even more. Like, geez, oh my God. Was there really a market for that?
I guess so. But I think it's just so outrageous. Like, okay, fine. You want to shapewear your body, fine. But my face? Like, can you leave me alone, please?
I know.
Like, I already have to look at you with all of your filler and procedures and how your face is perfectly symmetrical and everyone wants to look like you. Great. Okay? We already know that. Like, please leave me alone. Please.
I know. Like, now I have to put pantyhose on my face so that I don't feel horrible about myself.
Why do you have to literally mold me into looking like you?
That's the other thing. I feel like they already, and this is such a big thing, like made everybody feel like that is the ideal look and we all have to look like a Kardashian. And
hasn't everyone sort of over time started morphing into that one specific look?
Yeah, it's just one like body type, one face type, but I didn't know that now we have to actually suffocate ourselves so we can wake up possibly looking like one of the Kardashians. They don't even look like the Kardashians anymore.
I know. It's insane.
It's just so sad. I get confused with them because sometimes I feel like they have a lot of positivity and openness and all this stuff, but then they come out with something like facewear, facewear, and then I'm like, I thought we were getting somewhere.
I know. Like every time we take a step toward like self-acceptance and body positivity, it's like 25,000 steps back.
Capitalism, my dude.
It's hard. It's hard. Like we're constantly being marketed to say like, okay, you need to change something about yourself. You look like this, but you need to look like this. You need this product.
I know. Just like, I'm so tired.
It is. It's
I bet
exhausting.
I bet it's doing well. But it's selling well.
I bet it is.
That bothers me.
I bet it freaking sold out the day it dropped.
Did you get yours yet? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I happen to be blessed with a sharp jawline.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll find a way to make you hate that for some reason.
No, it's like even I'm looking at myself and I'm like, well, I guess it could be sharper.
Oh, but that's I know, but that's horrible. It's like, can we just live?
I know.
It's exhausting already. Also, just they're doing just fine. Like Skims is doing great. The family, I'm sure, is doing well. Like, did they have to throw this one in?
Absolutely not.
Can't you rest?
I know. She should take a day off. Go on vacation.
Yeah. I thought she was going to be a lawyer or something. Why'd she have to make me hate my face again?
I know, right? Like, aren't you doing something purposeful now?
Anyway, we're rebelling against that. Rebelling?
Rebelling.
Rebelling.
We are rebelling.
Okay, what's next on the docket? I'm getting triggered.
On the dopply do.
On the dopply. On the doppelganger. Next.
So, all right.
Next, girl.
We've covered our basic topics, and now we are moving on once again to
Psycho of the
Week.
The week. Now. So, yes.
Since we killed the harmony, let's move on.
Crush it.
Our Psycho of the Week right now is Lindsay Lohan. Allie, tell us why.
So, Lynn's low, and just again, as we've said in other episodes, psycho is an empowering word. We have taken that word back. We have claimed it. So Psycho of the Week is someone who does something maybe a little wild, a little outrageous, but she's powerful. She's edgy. She's fun. She's iconic. So
she's the moment.
She's the moment. And she sure is. Because not only is she starring in a movie with our fourth cousin, Jamie Lee Curtis, who we can't fail to acknowledge every single time we speak. Lindsay Lohan, she's been on a press tour, and she took kind of a hiatus when she lived in Greece, and she had her husband, and she had all of that. But
yeah,
we know Liz
for a while there, and she's been resurfacing, looking great, seeming like she's doing amazing,
seeming very happy, and obviously she's in Freakier Friday. So she had mentioned how she's kind of taken this hiatus from Hollywood, and she's doing well, but people in Hollywood can't be bothered not to bring up all of her crash outs, which honestly, whatever, I'm not gonna lie, like I thought her crash outs were fun, and they were iconic, and I love to discuss them too. But I guess you don't think about it enough from her perspective, where she's kind of just wanting to move on. She's like, yes, okay, I get it, I did that, but that's not where I'm at right now. So everyone's like, oh, but like, remember this? And when you did this, are you still like that? And she's like, I don't feel the need to like reminisce on that. I'm really enjoying my time right now, and I'm wanting to move on and be in this moment. So I thought it was pretty psycho of her to shut down all these people in Hollywood and be like, buddy, I don't really care to talk about that. Like, I'm here right now, and this is what I'm doing now. What? And throw it back in their face, like, can you get over it? Because I'm over it. So I thought that was pretty psycho and powerful of her. She's like, you're weird. Like, you're weird because you won't let go of something that happened in 2000. No, you're weird. No, you're weird. And so I thought that was pretty cool of our girl Winslow.
Yeah, and with Psycho of the Week, there's always some sort of psychoeducation piece. And so this week for Lindsay, it's boundaries. She really asserted and held her boundaries with these interviewers, even though she's on a press tour for Freakier Friday. They keep on bringing up weird shit she did in the past, stuff that she doesn't want to talk about anymore. And she so tactfully holds her boundaries and shuts it down. She even said in one of the videos is, we can reminisce, but we don't have to miss.
I love that.
How profound, right?
So deep.
And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about boundaries and why they're so important and why we love to see this as psycho behavior. So boundaries are things that protect us. Sometimes there's a misconception that boundaries are something for other people to do, but they really are to protect us, to protect our sanity, our peace, our well-being. And for Lindsay, going back and having to talk about things that she might regret or might have wanted to close the chapter on, that is a direct threat to her well-being. So she asserted her boundary as a form of protection. And that's so important. And that is this kind of cycle we love to see. Boundaries also help you to foster your own personal growth, and they define your limits, and they communicate how you want to be treated by others, contributing to a sense of security and self-respect. And if you see Winslow in these interviews right now, she looks like someone who respects herself. She carries herself like someone who respects herself. And when you enforce your boundaries, you perpetuate that idea that you are worth respecting by your own self and by the people around you. And so she held that and she enforced it. And the people interviewing her had no choice but to fall in line because she was not going to budge on that.
Yeah, I think she was standing on business in the way that Justin Bieber meant to. Like, she's actually standing up and she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And she was so powerful in it and so graceful. Like, if I was in that situation, I don't think I would press Lindsay any further. I'm like, all right, no more questions. Like,
absolutely.
Yes, we can reminisce, but we must not miss, like a proper queen. And we'll be using that for the rest of the summer.
Yes. And one more thing on boundaries, if you're thinking about wanting to have a boundary with someone or having a boundary to protect yourself, you remember the 4 C's of boundary setting, which are communication, clarity, confidence, and consistency. Those 4 things are how you set and maintain your boundaries. So don't say I never taught you anything.
Yeah, the 4 C's. And if you do bring all that energy into the boundary, like if you do it with intention, then I think it is something to be respected. Because once you set your boundary, there's not much more to be said, right? It's like I was clear in what I want and what I need. Now let's move on to the next thing, and that's growth. And that's why we got Freakier Friday.
That concludes Psycho of the Week, and we're almost done with our episode. But before we go, there's just one thing I have to address. So Allie and I have a shared note where every week we put ideas for what we want to talk about on the episode. And there's something in the note that is like very confusing and you need to explain yourself. And it says Xfinity deceased with Aunt Lisa.
Oh my God, that sounds crazy. Okay.
Aunt Lisa's alive and well, first of all.
No, okay. So that part is true. So Aunt Lisa recently moved around where, I guess, I don't know, who knows where I live. I know, I'm like, I don't know if I live here. Okay, so whatever, she moved, so I've been helping her, and I went over, and she clearly has internet, Xfinity, there were modems around, she was watching cable, I asked her, what's the Wi-Fi? Not modems. She said she didn't have internet. I'm like, no, you definitely have internet, like, I'm looking at it, I need the Wi-Fi, and then to log in, there was just, I guess it's so outdated, so I don't know where I got the energy and the power, but I decided to step it up and call Xfinity customer service. Yes, I did. And I was there for 3 hours.
That's
but
great.
I called, and our Nana, whose name is Evelyn, I guess has been on that Xfinity forever, and she passed away 8 years ago. So I call Xfinity, and I'm like, hey, like, we can't log in, and we're trying to change the password and set up the billing. And the guy from Xfinity is like, oh, like, well, we would need to talk to Evelyn. And I'm like, well, Evelyn's no longer with us. And he's like, well, can you transfer me to her? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I would love to be able to talk to her again. And he's like,
what?
I'm like, no, like, she's deceased. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, can you get her on the line? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, can you get me someone from Xfinity to speak with her? And he's like, hold on. And he's like, I'm like, what, are you going to transfer me to God? And he's like, let me get you one of my higher ups. And I'm like, what, are you transferring me to a higher power? Like, we're going to talk to God? So he has no idea what I'm saying. And I'm just like, look, I literally just want to log on to the Xfinity. I would love to talk to Evelyn again. I'm like, yes,
wait,
my
is this
Nana
real?
passed. Yes. I'm like, yes, my Nana passed 8 years ago. I'm like, can you please, I don't know, like, what was misinterpreted or like what was going on.
He was going to get you a medium to talk to Nana to get the Xfinity password?
I know. I was expecting him. I was like, oh, like, was that guy, you remember that guy Tyler who was the medium on E?
Yeah.
Tyler's thing. I'm like, oh, was Tyler doing that poorly that he works for Xfinity now and I can talk to my Nana? And then I'm like, look, I honestly don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I'm trying to tell you she's deceased. She's no longer with us. I'm just trying to log into the Xfinity and I have no way of speaking with her. And he's like, okay, well, can you just have her fill out a form? And I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I don't know. Can you? I'm like, this is something that I don't know.
That's so
then
crazy.
He was so rattled. And then, yeah, someone, I don't know, from one of the higher ups, the higher powers, finally, like after 3 hours of being on the phone, gets on and is like, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to send an email to your aunt and then you can just click this link and we will handle this tomorrow. Like, I'm sorry for all that. Then, of course, already, like, oh, that was insane, but brings a whole other saga because, of course, she has no idea how to open an email. So, like, and I'm stepping onto that one. So I'm going to send you to her house later. But it was wild. God forbid you help someone set up their Wi-Fi and cable.
Also, like, has Aunt Lisa not been using internet for 8 years?
She was straight 5G, not even LTE.
Oh my God.
She could not be bothered. Yeah.
Wait,
I left with a book. She gave me a book to read.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. So a beautiful moment. It was 3
Always
hours.
a trip.
Yeah, so that's what I meant in the note. When we create our notes, we format them very differently. Mine are very fun and all over the place. Jamie's are
Allie's
numbered, and
Allie's is like just this stream of consciousness
when
of
inspiration
like
hits, don't close the door, as I always say.
like yours looks like an ADHD nightmare. Like I don't
Which it
even know
is.
what that is.
It is. And I'm like, well, I hope this helps.
And then mine are like numbered bullet
She's like,
points.
point one. And these are the sources. And we wrap it up here. She said, and here's the timeline. But yeah.
But you know what?
Anyway,
That's why it works. We need a little of everything.
you could have one chaotic note and some Roman numerals. And that's why we'll see you every day at Wednesday at some time.
Every day at Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, on that note, see you every day at Wednesday, psychos.
Love you, psychos.
Love you,
Bye.
psychos.